me. It started with really negotiating to be on board here with the Hawks, and then I had to put my staff together. Then we went right into the draft, getting prepared for the draft and free agency, summer league, taking really a week or two off before getting back to Atlanta and getting ready to go. So it's been a short, quick off season, but I think that's a good thing. When you're coming off, if you plan that deep into the season, that means that things have gone well for you. We've had a good month of September. Most of our guys have been in since the last week of August, and they've been in working the month of September, getting themselves ready for training camp to start tomorrow.
Obviously, you've got some new faces from DeLon to the young guys. Just what are the biggest things you want to accomplish in training camp?
Well, it really is building that chemistry that's going to be necessary for us to have success. Success won't come until we get that chemistry right. We're playing as one, we're playing as a whole, out on the floor. That happened for us last season. Even though we had so many injuries, we was able to build a chemistry that worked, where we were connected out there, both our first and second unit. And we was able to experience that success last season. So that's what it's going to be about for us this year, with guys coming back and really having a healthy roster. It's going to be all about us building that chemistry again, and taking that to the floor.
You mentioned your prior relationships. You mentioned putting the staff together as one of your things that you've done in the offseason. What sort of prior relationships do you have with the people that you've added, including your son? Have you worked with him before?
No. Well, in the house, yeah. On the court, part of putting together the staff, Chris Gent has been here, and he will be our lead assistant. I really felt that he did a great job for us, last season. That transition going from assistant to taking over, I really needed and relied on the staff to be a big help, and they were. So Chris Gent will be, coming back and being that lead assistant. Joe Prunty, I have worked with before in Portland. He's a veteran. He's had some head coaching experience. He's been around the league for a number of years. I think this past, 2 summers ago, he coached the national team, the junior national team. So very gifted assistant that, as I said, I had experience with him in Portland. My son has been working with New Orleans, and he worked with Phoenix, and he's been in that development role for a number of years, and having the opportunity to bring him on board. As I told him, I need that young buck that can hustle. Both myself and Chris Gent and Joe Prunty, we can't move like we used to, so we're going to need that young guy, and I think he'll do a great job of helping to develop our young guys. Nick Van Exel, we brought him, and we lost Marlon, one of our assistants, our PD guys, to Charlotte, and he's taken a bigger role there. So we needed a guy that could come in and develop and really work with our guards. Marlon worked with our guards. I thought he did a great job with them. Nick has been here before, and when talking to some of the folks, when I was thinking about bringing him on board, Jeff Teague is a guy that really gives Nick a lot of credit for helping him develop when he was first here. So talking with Nick, I told him about direction we were going and what I needed him to do. And that is to work with our guards. He'll be strictly working with our guards. That's all guards, our point guards, as well as our shooting guards, and developing those guys. And he's been great. He's been in the gym with Sharif and Trey and Bogey and Kevin and all of those guys the month of September. And it just seems like it's a really good fit. Those guys, he hasn't been out the league so long that they don't know who he is. They know what he's capable of doing, and they know about his career. So I think right away he will earn that respect from the players. But I think the most important thing is he's able to teach. He's not just a talent. He was just a talented player. He's a coach that will be able to teach our young guys some things out on the floor.
Nate, I know you mentioned team chemistry, but what are some of the biggest ways you think this team can build on what you guys were able to do last year and the playoff run y'all went on?
Well, we're going to have to get into training camp, and we're going to have to build on this on the floor. I've seen situations where you've had a lot of talent or you have a deep roster, but if that chemistry is not working, if they're not sacrificing and playing the game together, it's not going to work. And we feel that we do have a deep roster with everybody coming back, and just as we worked on that chemistry last season, we'll continue to try to do that this year, and incorporate all the guys that are coming back. Cam didn't play a lot of games in the second half of the season. DeAndre was missing, and those guys are going to be playing big roles for us this season. So it'll start with us in training camp, building and working to connect as a unit, and building that chemistry. And these guys will learn where they will have to sacrifice, because they all will have to sacrifice probably a little bit more this season with the number of guys that we have back. And I think if you can accomplish that, not only during the training camp, we'll have to go into the season, and you continue to get stronger and more connected as you go. Having that type of talent, having that type of connection, I think success will come.
What did you see out of Jalen in summer league, and how do you see him fitting in?
He's a very skillful player. His ability to handle the ball, rebound, shoot, score, pass, really he checks the box in a lot of areas. And what I talked with him about in summer league was just to be aggressive. I'm okay with him rebounding and pushing the ball, because I think he really makes good decisions when handling the basketball, especially in transition. His ability to score, put the ball on the floor, make plays. I think his shooting from the perimeter is really decent coming in to the league. And it's just a matter of him continuing to work and see where he fits in. And, I've had conversations with Coach K about him. Coach K loves the kid, really believes that he will have a successful career.
Nate, what do you see as the next step for Trey in his just overall development?
Well, I think, whenever you have a player as talented as Trey, and, Trey has had a lot of success, the next step for him is to make his teammates better. And I think that's the key, because now you're talking about winning games and being successful as a group. And, so anytime these young players, they turn into stars, normally the next step for them is the team. It's making that team better. And because now the next step for this organization is to win games and to be more consistent at winning, so I think that's the next step for Trey, to continue to do the things that he's been doing, continue to grow, but also continue to learn to make his teammates better.
You've added DeLon Wright. I think one of his strengths is how versatile he is. He can play on the ball, off the ball. How do you see him finding his niche or his role here? What do you think? Do you have any preconceived notions as to how he'll fit in?
No, I've been liking DeLon for a while now. Even when I was in Indiana, there were some conversations about trying to get him in uniform. I've had a great deal of respect, for his game, since being in Toronto and coaching against him. I love his versatility, his ability to play with the ball, play off the ball. He's a big guard that can defend as well as initiate the offense. So we will put him on the floor, allow him to work with that second unit, and we will create ways for those guys to work together and try to bring out the best in all of our guys. So it's a matter, we got him now, so now it's a matter of putting him on the floor, seeing what he can do with our group of guys and with his new teammates, and then trying to put those guys in position where they all can be productive out on the floor. But again, his versatility, he'll be able to, play with that first, second unit. He'll be able to play with Trey. He'll be able to play with Kevin and Cam, Gallo, all of those guys in that second unit. Again, he can play with the basketball and play off the ball.
Do you still see this team as underdogs, or did last season's success kind of blow that out of the way?
No, I think, for us, it's about building off of last year and the momentum, try to take that momentum from last year into this season. I kind of look at it like, really building a house. The footing was put in really last couple of years with Travis, with the drafting of Trey, the drafting of John, Cam, DeAndre. That was kind of the footing. I think the foundation was put on top this summer by Tony by signing these guys. Signing everybody for the next few years. You got Trey signed up, you got John signed up. We're working, crossing our fingers, we're working to get Kevin, signed up. Cam and DeAndre, those guys are under contract. We signed Clint. So, our ownership, Tony put that foundation on that footing. And now what we have to do is continue to build, to continue to build with this group. And, that's where we are, so I'm excited about it. I think we have the potential to do something special, but just as I just said, we got to come together. We got to get to build that chemistry again, because a lot of the guys not a lot of them, but really some main guys that wasn't in rotation last year for a good part of the season will be back in rotation. And, that's going to take some work, for us to build that chemistry, trust each other out there, make those sacrifices that is needed to experience that success again.
You mentioned how Trey Young is for his next steps, consistency. In your words, obviously you've been doing this for a long time. How hard is it for a team to be consistent in going to the playoffs year in and year out? Obviously, that's what you guys are trying to accomplish.
Yeah. I think it can be done. It certainly can be done. I think as I just mentioned, with Travis and, his staff drafting these guys, and then with our ownership, signing our guys, signing this roster, because they do see the potential. They do see that this, putting this group together, the future is, this future is the direction they want to go in. So, absolutely, making the playoffs and once we get into the playoffs, going deep. Our goal is to strive to one day win a championship. And I think the ownership has put pieces in place so that we can make those strives to, one day, win a title.
Nate, particularly in the second half, we really saw Kevin Herter's game blossom a lot. Just what do you envision and what do you hope to see from him this season?
For him to continue to take off, for all of our guys to continue to grow and develop. And if we get that, okay, if we get the continued growth from Trey, and we know the potential that Bogey and DeAndre has, and John, those guys haven't hit their ceilings, and I think they have a lot more to offer, and that's the same thing with Kevin. Continue to develop and improve and grow from last season. If we can continue to get that, and we can combine all of that together, then it's going to give us a solid foundation. And again, I think success will start to come. So, what Kevin did for us last year, certainly in the playoffs, we saw the potential that he has. And we want him to continue to bring that and continue to grow this season.
I know DeAndre, Bogey, and Clint are going to be limited in training camp. Is there any concern that they won't be available for the start of the season?
I wasn't told that, Chris. We feel that we have to limit them in practice and training camp, but they should be ready to go come opening night. And, that's the plan that we're going to take. I don't know how much they will play in the preseason, or if they will play. I'm really relying on trainers and those guys to let me know where they are. We will be going 2-a-day practices the first 3 days. They are going to be participating, not all of them, but I think most of them except for Clint will be participating in the first practice and not the second practice. So they will be able to get some work in during the training camp, but the plan is to have them ready for opening night.
Hey, Nate, this is sort of a perfect world question, but with everybody healthy, on track, have you toyed with the idea of running a second unit, like as a unit, with all 5 guys together in games? Because the depth of this team is outrageous.
Yeah, again, Bob, that's part of that chemistry we're talking about. We have enough depth that we can play 2 units, and we probably will play 2 units. But again, that's where the sacrificing comes in at, to be able to play 2 units. That means that first unit is not playing as many minutes as they probably would like. And they have to trust and believe that their strength is in our numbers. And if we operate that way, we could be able to play 2 units and, be able to give more, so, if our guys, and that's part of me, presenting that to them and showing them the ways that we can attack our opponents. And, right now, again, with this team being healthy, we have 3 guys at every position. And of course, we can't play 3 guys at every position, but the strength really is in our numbers if we will accept that sacrifice and make that work.
Nate back here on the riser. As you guys go into this season, we all think the Hawks are that team that's just a baby step away from the NBA Finals. Do you embrace the thought that you guys are just a little bit away, or is that dangerous to kind of start the season thinking we're just that far away from the NBA Finals?
I think if you talk to anybody, our fan base, we are just a little bit away. You go outside of Georgia, they're still saying, you know, what we did last year was, was lucky. We're still not that team or team to or favored to come out of the East. You know, so it's not so much about what the outside is talking about, as I just mentioned, about the footing and the foundation. And what we want to do is build off of that. And our goal, we're striving to one day get there and win it. You know, but I think for this team, the focus is, you know, you take baby steps, you know, of course, training camp, having a successful season, finishing in the top 6. You know, the top 8 is no longer in the playoffs, you know, so the top 6. And we've shown that we can be a really good team at home. So home court advantage is another goal that, you know, we're striving for. And we feel that once we get there, that, you know, you'll put yourself in position to, you know, reach the ultimate goal, which is, you know, you have to continue to advance and again, someday win it all. So, yeah, a lot of people were saying a lot of things this offseason, and especially here at home. You know, our fan base is excited, and we're glad. We're excited too. Really happy about what we did last season, but that is last season. You know, the future starts for us tomorrow. And, you know, we plan to build on that tomorrow morning.
All right, Coach, we're going to switch over to Zoom for a couple questions. First question from Leonardo Torres.
Hi, Coach. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Coach, what was the biggest lesson from last season looking ahead to this new NBA season?
Yeah. What was the question again? What's that? Oh, chemistry. You know, consistency, trust. You know, those were the things that we saw last year. Belief that we saw and we got from our guys last season. You know, those things are going to be very important again this year. You know, the belief that we can do it, we're capable of doing it. You know, not coming in with a relaxed mindset that it's just going to happen. It's going to be even more difficult for us this season than it was last season. You know, so the trust, the work that we have to put in, you know, all of that is going to be important, and being consistent with that every night. All of that's going to be important to have success again.
All right, and the final question comes from Davide Cinolato.
Hi, Coach. Davide here from Italy. My question is about Danilo Gallinari. What's your vision for him? What's the vision do you have for him this season?
Well, really, it was the same role as he had last season. You know, a veteran with that experience that we're going to lean on. You know, especially in tough times. You know, he's a very confident player, very talented player. He's been through this many times, and he was excellent for us last season, both on and off the floor. You know, talking with our guys, you know, being that guy that you know, down the stretch we would go to. You know, the trust factor that our players they have in him, far as when the game is on the line, putting the ball in his hands. You know, he still is very capable of being productive down the stretch. And, his experience, the experience that he brings is something that really helped us, certainly during last season, but the postseason. And it's going to be something, again, that we lean on him to bring to us again this season. All right.